Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the only two game preseason slate on Wednesday. If this is your first time watching, I make content for NBA, NFL DFS, as well as player prop sites like PrizePicks, Underdog, and Parlay Play. If you guys are looking for more content for DFS or for player prop stuff, you can check out my Patreon linked down below. And yeah, so let's recap how the night went for myself, and then we can get into the video. Obviously, be a shorter video since there's only two games. DFS, I just have one question for the people out there. How did the Walker Kessler faders know he would go for 0.1 fantasy points a minute? 0.1. It's truly incredible. Walker Kessler, 1.1 rebound at half. If I have an average game from Walker Kessler, I'm a millionaire. I can retire, right? But no, 0.1 fantasy points per minute. So my question for the people that faded Kessler out there, I need the answer. How on earth did you know, right? How did you know? Oh, tilts me so much. But let's go with the rest of my lineup. So we got news from the Hornets that they were going to run the starters 22 to 24 minutes. So that being said, was very high in both guards. They both smashed. Obviously, we knew Bane and Triple J were going to be chalk. They smashed. My boy Şengün had a solid game. Saban Lee was the guy who was just not fading once we got that Suns news. We talked about that on Patreon stream. How there was going to be real life people that did not click Saban Lee free square. And there was, a quarter of the field in high stakes faded him. I guarantee you in low stakes, he was much lower owned. But he was just he was like an absolute must for me once we got that Suns news. Banchero was fine. And then Kessler, like I said, 0.1 fantasy points per minute. So still had a solid day, still won $300 in Draftkings. But man, I'm so tilted. I am so incredibly tilted. Average game from him, like I said. Average game from him, and I'm planning my retirement. Now, as far as player prop stuff goes, looking like it's going to be 4-3 night. The start of the day off with just a massive tilt from Jason Kidd, man. I cannot stand that guy. I cannot stand Jason Kidd. So, no Kyrie. We get news that Luka's only going to play 5 minutes. I do what any reasonable person would do. Well, I was literally posting on Patreon to take Luka under points, and it got removed, so we couldn't do that. But we talked about it in the Discord like a minute before I was going to post. And then I would do what a reasonable person would do, right? No Luka, no Kyrie. Take Jaden Hardy over points. Just doesn't play in the first half. Okay, plays like 10 total minutes. But with Luka and Kyrie in, Hardy's playing 20 plus minutes. Those two out? No way. Just doesn't play. What? What are we doing, Jason Kidd? So that was one of my misses. Another one of my misses was Aaron Gordon. Took his under rebounds. He averaged 6 rebounds a game in 35 minutes during the regular season. We knew the Nugget starters were 99% sure they're only going to play the first half. Take his under 4 rebounds. Look what's happening in the first couple minutes of the game. He's averaging a rebound a minute. First 5 minutes, 5 rebounds for Aaron Gordon. That's incredible run bad right there. And then the last one I would not have taken was LaMelo Ball. So the original quote that we went over in the last night's video was, it didn't sound like the Hornets starters were going to play a ton. Then today we got the news 22 to 24 minutes. And I told people on Patreon, it's like that LaMelo prop under PRA is most likely not hitting. It did not. But we hit, DeJounte under points. We hit Fred VanVleet under points. We hit Zubac under PRA. And we hit CJ under PRA. So Cash and Taco slipped 4-3 overall. My worst day so far of the preseason with player props. All right, so let's just get into it. Now, we'll start off on the Boston side. Nothing definitive, but I'm pretty sure these main guys will play. And I'm thinking they're going to get at least what we saw in game 1, where for some reason they ran a playoff rotation. No, but seriously, I think these main starters, unless we hear something definitive, are probably going to play mid to high 20s minutes. So it does make me like the Boston guys. Again, they ran a pretty tight rotation in game 1 in the first half. So, Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, the top guys I think all look pretty good. Now, the tough part is going to be picking between these guys. I think Tatum has the highest ceiling on the team. Brown's right there. Porzingis looked good in his debut. He had 17 points in 25 minutes. What was his final stat line? 17 points, 5 boards, an assist, and a block. So, like the top 3 guys for the Celtics, I'd probably rank them Tatum, Porzingis, Brown, and maybe point per dollar Porzingis, Tatum, Brown. But Jaylen Brown still has those pop-off games as well. They brought Jrue Holiday off the bench. I'm curious if they do that again. In 21 minutes, he had a solid game. I don't think they have his stats up. But, Drew's obviously not going to be like a go-to guy in the Celtics team, but he is a guy that can still stuff the stat sheet. So the top 4 guys I think are interesting. Derek White's kind of just like, I'm indifferent on him. He's going to be, the 4th or 5th option offensively when he's out there, but still a guy that will get open looks and still a guy that can create his own shot. And then Al Horford, again, he missed last game, but he should still get some decent minutes. I would probably say he's probably my least favorite of the group, but he's also the cheapest of like the main Celtics. Now, as far as this bench rotation goes for Boston, I'm pretty sure, we're going to see Pritchard and Hauser off the bench. So we're going to see the top 6 plus Pritchard plus Hauser, right? So that's 8. And then I think you might see a little bit of Cornette and a little bit of Banton. So that's kind of what I'm guessing will be like the main rotation here for the Celtics, like a 10-man rotation. So that being said, I think Banton's a little bit too pricey there at 5'7". I would rather play Pritchard at 5'3". Pritchard has played really well the first couple games of the preseason. Now, I don't know if he's going to continue that because I expect the starters to play fair minutes, but I will say I still have interest in Peyton Pritchard. Hauser, again, he just continues to shoot bad, so this will probably be the game he lights it up, and if he does, I'm going to be on full tilt mode from him because I just needed a little bit more. I needed literally 0.25 more from him to win another $1,000 last night. And then Cornette, I think will get some run as well, 3.7K. I think he's an interesting option. You might get some garbage time run for guys like Brissett and, Svi Mikhailuk, but that is it for Boston. As far as Philadelphia goes, so the only thing we have right now is that James Harden, Nick Nurse is not sure if James Harden's going to play. James Harden and Embiid both missed last game. I'm pretty sure Embiid's going to play, but we don't have anything definitive on that yet. Now, if Embiid does play, we'll have to keep an eye on the news, right? If he plays one half, then I think he's playable. If we get news that Embiid's going to play into the second half, then he's one of the best plays in the slate, right? So, again, another one where we'll monitor the news. As far as Harden goes, I would rather play Embiid over Harden. Also, with Harden, he got to the team late. So, if he does play, I would think he plays less than Embiid. So, even if Harden plays, I wouldn't be as excited about him. Now, if Philadelphia does the same thing they did game 1 where they rest both, then it's going to be the Tyrese Maxey show, right? I would not fade Tyrese Maxey. He's just going to dominate the usage. Paul Reed would also look a lot better. He started last game. He had a not so good game. I think he literally did not get a stat in the second half, which tilted me. But we know he's a guy that is a good point per minute, can block some shots as well. And if there's no Embiid, he should start at the 5. Tobias Harris is kind of just there for me. He's going to look better, obviously, if Embiid and Harden don't play. Oubre is a relative high usage player off the bench. I'm okay with that. Mo Bamba played the backup 5 when Embiid was out. So he's someone that if there's no Embiid, I would have interest in as well. If Embiid plays, then Paul Reed should shift to the bench, and then Bamba's minutes become way less secure. Springer looked good when he was out there, and he's a guy that I played a lot in the Summer League. So he's someone that I would have a little bit of interest in. Again, if there's no Harden, he played, like I said, really well in game 1. Not really interested in guys like Dusty Pat Bev or Danny Green. Like, kind of want to throw up if I click that. I'm not playing PJ Tucker. He couldn't pay me to do that. So that is it for 76ers. Harrell, Melton, and Korkmaz all missed last game. As far as Melton and Korkmaz, okay, so looks like Melton could be back here too. So if Melton is back, then that would make some of these other guards riskier. Like, that would make Springer much riskier. So again, a lot of news to monitor there for Philadelphia. As far as Sacramento goes, Mike Brown, I think, is a really solid coach, right? He's given us clear answers in the preseason years past, and he did again in game 1. He told us exactly how much the starters are going to play. Now, I'm pretty sure, looking back at last season, that we will see starters play into the second half. I'm guessing low to mid-20s. I think they play the first half, and I think they play a shift in the third quarter. I don't think we have... Yeah, I was looking at Sacramento beat writers. The only thing is Sasha, she's not sure if he's going to be in the regular rotation for the Kings. But with that being said, if we do get third quarter minutes for these main guys, Sabonis would be my favorite option. You guys know that is my boy. Just a very, very good point per minute guy. Stuff in the stat sheet. Like him a good amount. De'Aaron Fox, we know, has a ceiling. I think a little bit of a lower floor than Fox, but the top 2 guys look pretty good. Not much interest in Barnes or I guess Keegan Murray's fine. Kevin Huerter's fine. These secondary plays and the Kings are kind of just there for me. Davion Mitchell had a decent game off the bench. We know Malik Monk's going to chuck when he's out there. I think he's a little bit interesting. Don't really know if I get to anyone else, though, in the Kings. So, yeah, let's finish it up with the Lakers. Now, for the Lakers, we do know LeBron James is out. He's just sitting for rest. And then Vanderbilt. So, we'll keep an eye on his status with the heel. And then Cam Reddish also got banged up. So, as far as minutes go for the main guys, Anthony Davis, he's now played in 2 games so far in the preseason. He's only played the first half in both. I do think there's a chance he plays in the second half now, right? And if that is the case, then Anthony Davis would be a really good play. If we don't get anything, then you're going to have to kind of hope you guess right on 80, right? Because if you fade Anthony Davis without LeBron James and he plays minutes into the second half, you're probably drawing dead. Play Anthony Davis and he plays 15 minutes, and we have some of these other stars playing, 20, mid-20s, you're probably drawing debt. So that's going to be the really tricky part. Hopefully we get some clarity on this. So we have not gotten clarity on the minutes for the Lakers over for the first couple games, but that is going to be very important. Hopefully we can get that news. Again, if AD does play in the second half, and he looks phenomenal. D'Lo gets a usage bump without LeBron. I think he's reasonable. Christian Wood's been a little bit quiet the first couple games. But we know this guy, can break a slate when he's out there. The price point's not ideal, though. I think that, I'd prefer some other stars on this slate. No real strong take on Reeves. Again, him and D'Lo look pretty similar to me. Rui's played well the first couple games. If you want to go to him, I think that's fine. He's a pretty similar play, I'll say, to Christian Wood, just a little bit cheaper. Value-wise, Gabe Vincent should get the backup point guard run. Kind of just, again, indifferent on him. Young guys like Christian Hood-Schifino are interesting. Now, Hood-Schifino with Gabe Vincent moving back to the bench in game 2. Hood-Schifino did not play until the third stringer guys came in. Now, if they start Gabe Vincent again, then I would be confident that Hood-Schifino would be the backup point. So, again, we'll see what the Lakers do with the starting lineup with LeBron James and possibly Vanderbilt out. Christie, though, I'm pretty sure will be in the second unit. I think he's interesting there at 3.9K. Prince will get some run, but I don't think I can stomach clicking Taurean Prince in a preseason. So I think it's going to wrap it up for the video. I know this is a shorter one, guys, but yeah, definitely important to keep an eye on the news. I'll be posting every piece of news that I find over on Patreon, all the updates, all that good stuff. So like I said, if you're interested in that, link is down below. But thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and we'll see you all in the next video.